Hello everyone, I'm Phoebe Cheung from ConnectedGroup specializing in IT recruitment. Today I'm pleased to have Terence Yeung join us to share his key elements of success and his views on future IT trends. Terence is the Chief FinTech Officer at MoneySQ and SmartMe. MoneySQ is a finance platform supporting SMEs, while SmartMe is a properties technology platform. Terence is their Chief FinTech Officer, overseeing all FinTech business development and innovations at his firm. So first of all, welcome Terence.
Hello, Phoebe.
Hello. My first question for you would be, what do you enjoy most about your job at MoneySQ?
I think one of the challenge when we are working as a professional that you probably most of the time you need to follow your boss instruction or the company order, I would say.
Okay.
Right, but I think the interesting thing about the job that I'm working on right now is that apart of course we need to have some business target to meet, but I have a lot of freedom to really create what is benefit to the business, also to myself as well, also to the society.
I see.
So it's not just about like following the order.
Okay.
Most of us, in my early days, I actually more like order followers.
Yeah.
But now I feel, I'm not just following order. I can create order. I can create a better insight, or even create some better idea that even convince my boss to make some business changes. That actually makes things more interesting.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting point. So looking back at your career, how did your role evolve from a more technical role into a more people management and business development position?
Yeah, a little bit about myself. Actually, I started as a technology professional. I graduated in computer science, so basically a typical IT guy from the normal norm.
Yeah.
So most of the time, most IT people being perceived to be, they know IT very well, they know technology very well, but they may not be very good at knowing the business. Yeah, the kind of like segregation between business and technology. But these days, as you see that people talk about fintech, a lot of technology, they talk about e-commerce. These days, business and technology, they are actually one thing. So no one can say that they don't need to know technology, and most of us actually working with our cell phone, going to e-commerce to do purchasing every day. So it's all about how you link these things together. I think that the differences is if you want to be a transform yourself, that you need. Of course, you need to be very good at what you know or your base, which is the technology. But at the same time, it's also about how you're going to make use of it to fulfill the business requirement, to create more business insight to your management or to your stakeholders. Yeah, I think if you are just like online, doing the best of you're good at, without jumping to another arenas like business development, then of course you stuck to somewhere. But you are like challenging yourself with a lot of new stuff, generate new ideas, and you gradually will be perceived by other people that, this guy is not just about IT guy, he knows business and he can help us on business.
I see.
Yeah, so I think the proactiveness is very important. People don't see that you are a business people, show them you can create ideas for them. And once you see that they are going to take in your idea, then sounds like you have a good step. Yeah, so and then once you are there, people will get you involved in other business discussion. Then try to create more value throughout the process. Then now gradually you will transit yourself to be also a business people. But you are not giving up your technology domain. You're still, I'm a technology guy, I know my technology well, I need to make sure this is still my base.
And Terence, I know that you are leading a big team across Hong Kong, China, and also Taiwan. So what do you think are the main differences between employees in Hong Kong and also employees in China and Taiwan?
So right now my team is relatively, I would say, more homogeneous. They're all Chinese. And in the old days when I'm working in bank, in global companies, I have colleagues in Vietnam, in Australia, in China, in Indonesia, everywhere, India as well. So I think the key things is that I think the beauty of Hong Kong is that we are very much a good combination between Eastern and Western world. So we are kind of a group of person that our language skill is relatively better in terms of like speaking Mandarin, Cantonese, English, so we can communicate. Secondly, we not just communicate, but communicate also need to understand. I always say that what does it mean by communication? Communication is not about what I said, it's about what you actually get, or the audience actually understand, or the people that need to take my order. Do they understand what I'm going to, what I'm asking for them to do, right? If without I speak 30 minutes, they don't know what I'm talking about, and they just go back to their seat and do what they've been doing without taking my message into some changes in their work, then that communication is useless, right? So understand different culture, understand how they perceive things. Like people know Indian, if they know their hair is different from Chinese, this is no, Indian, this is no, and this is yes. Every time you talk to Indian, they keep on doing this gesture, say, what do you mean that you always say no to what I'm asking? Actually, this is a normal gesture. Then, once you know about the culture, then you know how to manage them. Right, without knowing that, then you come with a lot of problem, because the miscommunication is always the major problem as a manager.
Right. Wow, that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
So, what are the top 3 resources that you use to keep up with the advancement within the IT industry?
I think this is one of the very interesting type of problem, I would say. Not only for business people, okay, how can I really keep update or get to know more about the latest technology trend? Also, even for those technology people, even for myself, I need to make sure that I'm updated. The first thing about the question is, how to make sure that I'm updated? Most of the time when I get outdated, I don't know, right? So when you realize that you're outdated, you're already outdated, right? So I think the three things I always try to recommend friends or people if they want to make sure they are updated. First thing, LinkedIn is a very good resource. LinkedIn, but if once you create a LinkedIn account, you got nothing there. But once you start to subscribe, like some of the key knowledge sharing, like KOL, or even vendors like my previous company like IBM, they always share some latest news updates, or some people who always try to keep us updated. So for technology news, LinkedIn actually give me a lot of insight or extraction on what I actually need to know. Let's say, for example, HAMA, they have some new regulation on fintech. Then I normally get it from LinkedIn. I don't need something. Oh, should I go to HAMA to check about whether there's any news? I don't do that, right? So, but there are so many sources of that. But one LinkedIn, people will share. That's the area. Second, if you want to learn stuff, today is so easy. You don't even need to pay. Like if you want to learn machine learning, MIT, they have a whole online course you can learn machine learning. Probably we never understand what they're talking about. They're so technical. But they actually make you know that how far your knowledge is, and they're free. It's the cost is not the money, it's the time. Do you have the time to do that and the energy to do that? But I think the third thing is most important is go to seminars. Today is easier because they are all virtual. The gist is that it's not going seminar to learn, it's going seminar to verify. What does it mean? Do you understand what these people are talking about? If what they're saying is what you know, you are not outdated. Right? If you listen to those speakers say things you don't understand, you have to ask yourself, okay, probably I may stuck to my current job for too long, I'm not updated, and I don't even know about it, right? But if you are, I keep on listening to those seminars, say, oh, these people talking stuff is so simple, so naive. Okay, I know I'm updated, I'm even ahead of them, then I feel good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the way that I do.
Views on future IT trends, do you foresee any upcoming challenges that IT professionals will face in the coming few years?
These so-called challenges that are coming up will not be affecting only IT, but basically everyone. There are people concerning like, will AI replace their job, right? There are people concerning about will some automation will make a lot of people, a lot of work to be automated. They need a lot of those people who are just selling their physical skill will gradually getting less value. That may happen. That will happen. But I would say that it's more on how we prepare ourselves, how we cope with all these changes. Because this kind of so-called technology changes happens in late 60s when there are people having a mass manufacturing production. They have many people physically in a factory do a lot of manual stuff, but now they have a lot of machinery that actually also eliminate a lot of manual work. In the old days in Hong Kong government, there are people doing typist because those times they don't have Microsoft Word. They actually use a typewriter to type letters. They have a whole team of typists, and they are gone as well. So they actually, in every moment in time, the technology or the human will actually evolve. There are things that will eliminate. There are also create other opportunity. The question is, do you know about it? Are you prepare yourself to go with those changes and make yourself ready? Right. So I think I'm not saying that IT will make a lot of changes because IT is integrated every day of our life. The technology actually is everywhere. So it's not just about do you know what makes you feel good, what you make you feel you should develop your career on, then that relates to how you prepare yourself.
Right, I see. Terence, do you mind sharing with us some of your key elements of success, please?
I would say a few words that are always in mind when I'm sharing with young folks, especially those who are like going to graduate university or in the industry for quite some time. Few elements. First, I always say attitude is most important. Mindset, because I always say skill set you can learn, mindset you can't change. I can train you up if you have the mindset to learn. Skill set, you have a low skill set, I don't mind, because every time I hire a guy or a staff, I never care about how much they know today, because I care about how much they can contribute 1 year they work with me, right? What is the point that he has a 10 year of very good experience, but he can't work out in this company? Then those 10 years is nothing, right? Secondly, it's about persistence. I think one of the key things about our generation, not my generation, your generation, I'm saying, is that you guys do not have enough persistence, because you may have a good skill set, you have a good mindset, but you don't have the persistence, because you say, okay, I just want to spend 6 months, I want to promote 3 times. No company will do that for you. How can you stand out in the short period of time instead like, the company is not good, I've got to change my job because I don't have the opportunity. But the question is, how can you show that the company should give you opportunity? You don't have the persistence. Once you change the job, you start over. And then you may have already developed something. People see you're good, but you are not just long enough to go further. Then you just start over. I see many people start over and again. That they never see that they can jump up fast. The second thing. And the third thing is about, I would say, proactiveness. Because all these young folks, especially they may have a more, better parent compared with my days. So they have well taken care. So how can they, they don't need to be, pampered. They're all pampered. Yeah. So when you go to a job, you're expecting, I always make a joke to my staff that, hey, do you want me to ask you, hey, do you want a salary increment this year? No boss will come to ask you this question, right? Of course, you won't be so stupid to ask him every time, but you have to show them that I'm a good staff. If you want me to be here, I always want to see that I have been well taken care of. Yeah. So proactiveness means that you need to create opportunity. You need to make your management, make your people, make your user, make your customers see that you are good. You can just sit there and people will say, I'm good. Just you guys don't understand. Right. You guys don't agree. Then you are not good, right? The confidence of create by you are looking at a mirror, seeing yourself is good, right? You have to proactive, so make people appreciate you. Once you do that, definitely your career will be good, right? Your whole life will be easier. Right. Yeah.
So attitude, persistence, and proactiveness will be the 3 key elements of success. Okay, so thank you very much for your time again today, Terence. I'm sure everyone will benefit a lot from your useful advice and tips.
Thank you so much.